So you're starting a business. Or maybe you've already started one and you know that you're a mess with your bookkeeping. Either way, you know that you're supposed to do bookkeeping and want to be serious about your business finances, and you know there are bookkeeping software options to help you, but you aren't sure which one to pick. You've heard of QuickBooks, but you've got desktop and online, and then within that you've got several different levels like Enterprise and Advanced and Plus, and there's that cheap little thing called QuickBooks Self-Employed. Never use QuickBooks Self-Employed. So if you talk to a tax preparer, they almost certainly have said, oh, I can get you QuickBooks. But they don't actually do bookkeeping, so they don't really know, and they just have an additional revenue stream of selling QuickBooks for the commissions. So they might direct you to a higher plan than you need. But we're going to get to the bottom of this. I do actual bookkeeping for a living every day. I also have done videos with comparisons for Wave and for Xero too, so click below in the descriptions for those softwares. They might be good options for you. But I always try to keep things simple. So in this video, we're going to just compare the differences and the pros and cons between the two accounting softwares, FreshBooks and QuickBooks Online. To pick a bookkeeping software, you need to consider the following categories. This is what we'll talk through today. We're going to look at price, reports, integrations, support, time tracking, payroll, payments and invoicing, and lastly, accountant support. Now, full disclosure, I'm a FreshBooks accounting partner, so I do think it's a great product, but I hope to earn your trust by making an honest comparison for you so you can make the best decision for you. No accounting software is a perfect solution for every business. You have to decide for yourself. And speaking of trust, I'm vigilante about disclosing referral links, so I will let you know that the links below to FreshBooks is my partner link, and it will get you FreshBooks free for 90 days. But again, you have to decide which software is best for you, not some accountant who's hawking software for the commissions. My best overall advice is for you to be very clear on your goals. The clearer your business goals are, like how many hours you want to work, or if you want to have a large staff, or if you want to have multiple locations, or have a variety of products and services that you sell, or if you want to hire bookkeeping and accounting help from the very start. All those kinds of categories, it'll be easier to make decisions about your software needs. If you tend towards more complex goals, then you'll probably want QBO, and you'll have to have help. If you tend towards valuing simplicity, then you're going to want FreshBooks. I'm on a mission to help people not overbuy their bookkeeping software, so if you need QuickBooks Online, then you're going to have a really powerful and constantly improving tool that can run multi-million-dollar operations. But if you don't need something that powerful, then it's going to be like using a sledgehammer to drive like a thumbtack. So should you pick FreshBooks, or should you pick QuickBooks Online? Let's dive in. All right, so this is the QuickBooks Online pricing as of December 2021. You can, it looks like, get a cheaper price for 3 months if you don't try a free trial. So you got Simple Start, Essentials, Plus, and Advanced. They have the list of the differences between them. I don't serve any clients that use Advanced. That is for really a full, like almost like ERP, full enterprise system to operate your business on. I'm going to scroll down here. This is the QuickBooks Self-Employed that I said to never use. Don't do it. It is not QuickBooks Online. It is a separate product, and it cannot be upgraded to these products right here. If you're tempted to use Self-Employed instead, the better plan, get one business bank account, debit card, do all your business on that. Download a CSV file like at the end of the quarter or at the end of the year and do your business bookkeeping based on those transactions in the CSV file. It will be a better option for you, I promise. So here is the FreshBooks pricing page. They have 4 plans as well. The basic plan, $15 a month. And I'll show you here, there's a toggle here for yearly pricing if you want to pay all at once. The FreshBooks basic plan is $15 a month. The main limitation I see is the lack of inviting other users and the limit of only 5 billable clients. But you can send unlimited estimates, which might be nice. Like if you only need 5 clients, you can send a whole bunch of estimates till you get your 5 clients, and then that might be all you need. I will say that you cannot invite an accountant user with the light plan. And the accountant access does give us a few superpowers that business owners that don't have, and so that might be something to consider. You'll have to upgrade to the Plus when you want to start working with an accountant user. On the light, you can't accept e-signatures from your clients when you send them a proposal, and you don't get a proper bank reconciliation feature, and you don't get access to all the double entry accounting reports. But unlike with QuickBooks Self-Employed, on this like the bottom tier plan here, it actually is a true double entry accounting program. So when you upgrade, you can upgrade and it's seamless. Another important discussion here is the difference between Plus and Premium. Currently, that most important difference is that the clients are unlimited on the Premium versus the 50 clients on Plus. This distinction might be important for fast-growing businesses or businesses that have like a lot of smaller clients where your engagements or services are for like short projects or group coaching or things like that. If you only do a few high-dollar engagements, like maybe real estate agents or like healthcare consultants or high-end copywriters that do extended high-dollar engagements for just a handful of clients each year, then maybe the 50-client limit might not be a problem for you. There are other things that distinguish FreshBooks Plus and Premium, notably the feature that has to do with bill pay or accounts payable. But that part of FreshBooks still has a way to go before it's where they want it to be. Also, the ability to track project profitability and get reports on that is pretty cool. If you have projects that are large enough to be standing alone where you want reports for that project level, you probably aren't bumping against that 50 active client limitation. But it might be a great feature for you to access for your overall business strategy. So you'll have to decide, if that's worth it, even if you don't need the unlimited clients. So I'll summarize by saying that as of now, though there are features that change with the different plans in FreshBooks, the most distinguishing feature is the number of clients that changes with the plans. So if you're going to be rapidly changing and acquiring clients, that might be something you don't want to fiddle with. So you might want to just start with a higher plan. Though there really isn't much fiddling, you just move up to the next plan. I'm not going to talk about the differences between the Premium and the Select. I don't have any clients that are using Select. If you are a really large operation and want to get some of these additional features, you can talk to FreshBooks about that pricing. All right, it's time for reports. All right, a couple things first before we dive in, and we're going to start with the FreshBooks reports. But generally, QuickBooks and FreshBooks are going to give you all the main accounting reports. There's going to be tons of overlap in the reports, and it's very likely that you're going to use only a very small subset of all of these reports, whether it's FreshBooks or QuickBooks Online. So here in the reporting section, you can tag your favorite reports. You can get all of the standard accounting reports, so those are my favorites. And then I want to point out some of these things down here at the bottom. These are project-based reports that are unique in that they are usable by the business owner who's doing his or own books. So QuickBooks does have project profitability tracking, but take more advanced skill for someone to use. So if you're like an interior designer and you have several projects going on throughout the year and want to know how successful each project was, you can track that in FreshBooks with these reports and have a good chance of doing it accurately. One quick thing to note is that FreshBooks does have a cash basis and accrual basis on the profit and loss report, but it does not have a cash basis balance sheet. Personally, I like to be able to generate both reports in the same accounting basis. It isn't a deal breaker, and it's not going to affect any Schedule C tax filers because you don't have to report a balance sheet anyway. But it is some feedback that I've given FreshBooks, and I think having that toggle to have a cash basis balance sheet would be more consistent. All right, switching over to QuickBooks Online reporting now. Here is reports. This is my QuickBooks. And these are all the reports that you have access to. So significantly more. Again, as I said, you're probably going to use almost none of these. You'll probably just use a few reports that you like, and that's it. I got another account up here. So if you're in the report section, if you come to Performance Center, this is some other reporting that's available. So kind of like a dashboard. So that's pretty cool if dashboards and reports like this are your thing. Again, pretty complex stuff. Some of these you might want to hide as well, like if you don't know what a current ratio is. I'll switch back here to the pricing tab and just see down here on QuickBooks Plus, you have the ability to track by project profitability and get project-based reports with QuickBooks Plus. And then we'll also click here on where it says you have the ability to run comprehensive reports. They're talking about this feature called class reports. So QuickBooks Online Plus and above have location and class tracking. And those are great features, but there is no universe in all of creation where a business owner is going to be doing their business bookkeeping and being able to use class and location features properly. So if you're buying QBO for the functionality listed here for QBO Plus and QBO Advanced. You're either going to be hiring an outsourced bookkeeper for ongoing help, or you're going to have like an employee who's going to be doing this, watching hours of YouTube to like figure it out, maybe has been through like a class in college about QuickBooks Online, that sort of thing. So it takes a really dedicated use to use all that well. I'll show you one more thing about reporting in QuickBooks Online. I'm here in their demo company, and you can customize reports. So you get this is the profit and loss statement. That's the standard one. Then you can customize it, and you can see all the metrics on like how you can filter, you can have different columns and rows. So that's nice and powerful. You'll want to save your customization. So once you develop the report how you want it, click Save Customization, and you can come back over here. It'll save in this area called Custom Reports, and you'll go back to it each month because you probably won't remember how to set the same settings each month. So that's a powerful feature. Yeah, again, so don't get me wrong. These reporting features, and they're constantly improving. They're really powerful. They've recently added something called tagging, which is really powerful as well. It's another way to sort of slice and dice your data. But it goes back to that metaphor of using a sledgehammer to drive a thumbtack. What do you need to serve your business well? What is the right tool for the job? You might not need these features, and it frustrates me whenever businesses, are oversold on a software that they really don't need and they're not going to use, and will just, the feature set actually makes things worse than makes it better. A lot of these features you're not going to need if you don't have plans to become a multi-million-dollar operation with multiple locations and multiple divisions. That's what all those additional reporting features are used for. Would it be nice if you could use them? Sure, but are you ever going to be able to learn, or is it worth your time to learn how to use them properly? Almost certainly not. So, and you risk messing up your books when you try to implement the features and do it improperly. So I'm just trying to save some frustration potentially if this is not what you need. All right, let's talk about integrations. In the entire global landscape of small business accounting software, QuickBooks wins in this category. Intuit wins. At any time when a software developer gets an idea to develop an accounting app, QuickBooks is what they're going to start with. I mean, they're the biggest. That's why you are even considering them yourself. Their marketing works, and they have a great product, and a lot of businesses use them, so it's efficient to start with developing apps to integrate with QuickBooks. So you can't fault app developers for that. And then it's all the Xero lovers out there are like, hey, when are you going to integrate with Xero? And the app developers are like, we're in beta. And then Xero rolls out a year later. So here is an app library. I mean, you can sort by popular apps, trending apps, free apps, premium apps, just a ton. All these apps will likely save you a lot of time. I do like how they're rated, so you can see how many stars that they have. In general, once you get past about like 2 to 3 integrations, if you're doing your own books, I'd say there's a really good chance that you've missed something in the setup process, and it'd probably be worth it to hire an experienced QuickBooks Pro advisor for an hour or two of their time to screen share with you and just take a peek behind the scenes to make sure you set up that app integration properly. It will be vastly more efficient than spending days trying to learn how to do it and then troubleshooting your mistake. So that's the QuickBooks App Store right there. Here is the FreshBooks app page. I've got 2 integrated myself, and then you can scroll down and see other integrations. You can view, there's even more. Regarding integrations, so this is a little bit lacking compared to QuickBooks Online. It's something that they're still building out, but they're not, the truth is FreshBooks is probably not even second on any app developers list of bookkeeping software to integrate with. So it's going to be slow going, but the ones they do have are pretty good, and there's a lot of proper like accounting and finance integrations. You can go to freshbooks.com/integrations to see them all. And remember, you always want to go back to what are your goals for your business. How many integrations are you actually going to need? How many are you going to actually use? How many are going to be worth the additional cost? Because a lot of them do come with an additional subscription fee. All right, so let's talk about support. Let's start with the bright side. FreshBooks support is awesome. They've won awards for their support. They pour enormous resources into support. Every new employee at FreshBooks has to spend time at the support desk for the first chunk of time when they start, no matter what their job is. You talk on the phone. Here they say, talk to a real human. That's true. I've used that feature many times, so I can tell you that it really is true. Of all the accounting softwares out there, FreshBooks wins on support. That's not just when comparing to QBO. All right, now we can switch here to QuickBooks Online, hit this little help thing, and you get a little menu. You can maybe do some research on your own, but if you want to contact us, this is how you do it. Type in your question. You'll kind of go through some prompts, standard sort of like software support desk ticketing. You can ask for a call back. You can have it created into an email. QuickBooks support is sort of a constant source of pain for QuickBooks Online users and like accountant users. There are like revolts every once in a while in accounting Facebook groups I'm in. Intuit knows this, and I've heard multiple times that they're trying to solve it. And I believe them. I think they are putting efforts and have noticed some improvements. They've recently announced plans to bring back the accountant support back onshore to the U.S., but it's tough because this isn't like a low-skilled kind of call center job. The support staff have to really be expert in a software that takes a really long time to learn. All right, let's move on to time tracking. So I'm in my QuickBooks, and there's a menu item over here called Time. I have not turned on my time. You need to turn it on to launch QuickBooks Time. QuickBooks Time is an additional app. Now, if you pay for QuickBooks Time, it is a pretty robust time tracking feature where you have like employees like clocking in and out. There's lots of great things about it. It was formerly called T-Sheets, and Intuit bought it like in 2020, I think. There are other time tracking apps in the App Store, though, so that will integrate. So you'll have to figure that out. Now, I'm trying to make sure I have all my facts straight on this, but if you have in QuickBooks Online Plus or QuickBooks Online Advanced, your employees can log time. So there's a way to get some time information entered into QuickBooks Online for free. But if you just are using sort of like the built-in functionality, there's no timer in the like native QuickBooks Online that everyone gets. You can manually enter time entries if you're the admin user, and then you get more features if you are paying for the Plus or Advanced. But eventually, like you're going to pay for the QuickBooks Time application or another app application to do proper time tracking like a time clock. Coming back over here to FreshBooks now, you have time tracking on the left menu. Time tracking is native to FreshBooks. This is just basic time tracking, like clocking in and out. It's not a robust tool like the ones that allow you to like manage a large shift or make schedules for employees and track different like locations and stuff like that. You'd want to use a different external app if you needed something like that, and then manually input your time into Gusto, like a payroll software, to pay. And let's say you do have an employee and you want that employee to be able to track time inside of FreshBooks and then, mark that time entry as billable to a certain client if you do hourly based projects. You will have to pay that $10 per person per month extra as an extra user for them to be able to do that. But it is completely integrated versus trying to have like a separate application that you're trying to do this time tracking with to then have it billable to projects. So that $10 is probably worth it. That's going to be sort of about what time tracking apps essentially are, and your employee will get a whole lot more access than as a user to do stuff inside of FreshBooks if you need them to. All right, so time tracking kind of naturally leads into payroll. Let's talk about payroll. QuickBooks has its own payroll. Let's see here. We can go to manage workers, run payroll. So here I'm in the App Store. These are all the apps that you can get to integrate with your QuickBooks Online file to run payroll. This is the one that Intuit owns and runs. There are also other big guys like ADP. Then there are smaller people like your Gustos and your Patriots. Now back over here to FreshBooks. FreshBooks was smart enough to realize that it's best to partner with an American payroll expert like Gusto. So that's how they approach payroll, is to integrate with Gusto, which happens to be my favorite payroll software company and the one I actually use to run my own payroll. I was a Gusto fan even before I decided to become a FreshBooks bookkeeping expert. Gusto and Intuit integrated payroll cost about the same. Gusto's like $4 more per month, and it does full service payroll in all 50 states. And will file all your 1099 contractors that you pay in Gusto. It'll file all their 1099s for them. I know the Gusto price is $39 a month plus $6 per employee. All right, so let's talk about payments and invoicing. You can set up QBO merchant services and get paid in QuickBooks Online via credit card or ACH. You can also prohibit credit card payments and only accept ACH bank transfers if you want whenever you run invoices. Here I am in the settings of my QuickBooks Online account, and in payments, you can see I have my merchant details set up, and I can go to hit this button if I ever need to do anything inside my merchant services, but I almost never do. You can see the fees here, 1% for ACH with a 10% max, sorry, a $10 max. That's actually really nice, and I don't know of other bookkeeping softwares that have that cap on the ACH of $10. And whenever I have invoiced in QuickBooks Online, I use the invoicing method, so I get 2.9% for credit cards. But I normally have the credit card option turned off and don't accept that. One feature in QuickBooks Payments that is nice is that I can set up recurring payments after I get the bank account ACH number from my clients, so that's nice. So on the first of every month, whenever I get paid for my services, if I have a recurring invoice set up in QuickBooks Online, it goes and gets that money from the bank via ACH, and the client doesn't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it, and get paid right on time, every time. All right, so now let's check out invoicing and payments in FreshBooks. FreshBooks was built as an invoicing software before it hired a ton of hardcore software engineers to build it to be a full double entry accounting platform. So its invoicing functionality has been being developed and improved for about 2 decades. Here's in the invoicing tab, you'd have your little notices of your outstanding invoices. They're very good at invoicing. Actually, I even know people who pay for FreshBooks just for their invoicing, even though they're not doing their whole bookkeeping on FreshBooks. They're just using it for the invoicing functionality. It's true, I'm not kidding. I know people that way. That's actually what the FreshBooks partnership with Bench Accounting is, where you can, offer Bench Accounting partnership to have people do your bookkeeping for you, and you're just invoicing in FreshBooks, but then you're paying for the Bench bookkeeping software. Anyway, so invoicing, they're good at payments. They have payments. You can get paid in FreshBooks. Here is the pricing on that. 2.9% for credit card, ACH. The ACH is 1%. There is no cap on that, though, like there is in QuickBooks Online. Another cool thing that I want to point out is, let me scroll down here, checkout links. So this is available in QuickBooks Online too, pretty much the exact same scenario. So I'll explain it now. How to use those links. So you can put them on a checkout page on a website, and someone can click on it and pay right away. By doing this, you are avoiding creating an actual invoice and generating accounts receivable, and you're just getting paid. So let's say you're like an expert in your field and you're hosting like a workshop or something, and maybe you didn't know who was going to show up, but as people come in, they're like, hey, I'm here, I want to pay. Maybe you could have like a QR code that they could scan, and that QR code takes them directly to this checkout link where everyone pays, $99 to attend for the day, or something like that. So it's really a useful functionality when you don't want to actually take the time to create that full invoice outlining everything. If you don't mind me taking a quick little interlude here to ask a favor, if you've appreciated this content, I'd love it if you can give me that trifecta of YouTube support by hitting the subscribe button and the like button and leaving a comment below or asking a question. It's an easy thing for you to do, and it really helps me build this YouTube channel. All right, we're almost done. We'll wrap it up with accountant support. We'll start with QuickBooks. QuickBooks has an army of people called Pro Advisors, where you take a test and you study QuickBooks Online and you pass and you become a Pro Advisor. You can go to the Pro Advisor directory, quickbooks.intuit.com/find-an-accountant, and you put in your zip code. So I put in my zip code. Looky there. I'm still in the QuickBooks Online directory. I'm ranked number 3 there. That means I'm pretty good at small business accounting. So you should not have trouble finding many people to interview and to ask for help with their QuickBooks. So the way FreshBooks handles this, they have an accountant directory as well of certified professionals. FYI, I'm one of those certified accounting partners with FreshBooks. The way you get hooked up with the certified FreshBooks accounting partner is to fill out this form that I'm showing here. You'll go through and they are going to ask you questions about your business, and then they'll provide you with 3 names to interview, and you can pick your favorite. I have created a video about how to decide between different FreshBooks accounting partners and how to access the directory and the things you should think about when you're interviewing us. So I'll link that below as well. The last thing I'll say right now about accountant support, here I'm in my FreshBooks and I clicked on add-ons, and there is the first thing that comes up is this service called Bench. This is an outsourced bookkeeping service that FreshBooks has partnered with, and so it is something to consider as well if you're looking for additional help with your FreshBooks. Your actual accounting will be done on the Bench software, but you can still use FreshBooks for your invoicing. All right, we've come to the end of this comparison. I hope that it's provided you the information that you need to make the right decision about what accounting software you need. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or ask a question below on the comments on this video. And be sure to check out the other bookkeeping comparisons I've done. I've done comparison with Wave and with Xero as well that might be useful for you. Don't forget that you can try FreshBooks free for 90 days with my accountant referral link below. And if you're interested in ongoing support, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can book a free 15-minute consultation with me, and we can see if I'd be able to help you, and you can outsource your bookkeeping to me. The other thing that I offer is something called the membership to the Fresh Bookkeeping Network, where I provide weekly office hours to small businesses who aren't quite ready to outsource their bookkeeping completely, but still want access to that expert bookkeeper to answer all your questions. So if you are interested in that, there will be a link to that below as well. I'm Kate Josephine Johnson of Heritage Business Services, and I help business owners build their business legacy.